Ushiro Gatame. I'm going to do this a couple ways. First, I'm going to do it without any props at all and just walk through it. And then I'm going to use some props for demonstrative purposes. Some or all of which you can use depending on how helpful you find it. We start Ushiro Gatame facing someone and they throw a roundhouse punch. Two-hand block. Blocking towards the forearm, turning out, attacking their forearm with mine. Inside, you're attacking the bicep, or I like to actually palm strike the shoulder, whatever you want to do for your two-hand block. So a roundhouse punch, and I block. From here, the inside hand, I will chop the neck, and then grab the back of the neck. Two-hand block, chop, and grab. Then I duck under the arm. Usually that's all I need to do. I can kind of hold the arm up. If you want, you can also lift the forearm up and redirect up with your forearm. In any event, I'm blocking, chopping, grabbing, stepping under the arm. Now I've set up a half Nelson on this side. My hands on the back of the neck for reinforcement. I've weaved under their arm and then behind them. I reach all the way around under the other armpit and grab the back of my hand. Now I have a full Nelson. You can do this from many different ways, however you end up in a full Nelson. That's just how we do it in class. Two-hand block, chop and grab, stepping under, half Nelson, get the other side, full Nelson. Once I'm there, I'm going to lay them down on their butt. Most people try to pick them up with their back. What I'm going to do is actually step between their legs as deeply as I can, really reaching forward so that they're basically sitting on my hip. And I'm going to roll, kind of push and roll my hips forward. I'm just going to throw both of their legs up, and then I step back and drop them on their butt. Full Nelson, step deeply between their legs. I roll my hips to pop them forward and step back and let them drop. From here, I turn my feet out and put my soles of my feet against their butt on each side and have a seat so they have counter pressure. My feet are against their butt, have the full Nelson, both are pushing forward. That's going to be your lock. And that's the finish of the technique itself. We're now needing it out. What I'm going to do is first, I take the pressure off the butt by just moving my feet to the sides. I'm still keeping the full Nelson on. Now, depending which way I want to turn, I can go either direction. Let's say I'm going to go to this side. With my feet are over the top of their legs. I have my hooks in. I'm not crossing my ankles. My feet are over their thighs with my heels on the insides of their thighs. The side that I'm turning to, I need to take my hook off that side so that I'm not stopping them from rolling over. I take it off and then I put my foot underneath. So I'm pulling the thigh down on this side and lifting the thigh on the other. It's going to help me turn their hips over. As far as the arm motion is going, I'm going to let go of the full Nelson on the side that they're turning to. Still keep the half Nelson on the far side. With this hand, a lot of people just let it go and try to turn them over. But they have this arm now free to kind of stop you from turning or to mess around. So when I let go, I keep kind of in a half Nelson or in a full Nelson. I'm just not supporting it. And then I reach up and I grab their forearm. And I pull it behind them as I roll them over. So I let go, grab the forearm, take this hook off, pull down on this thigh, lift up on the other. So I pull their arm and turn them over. I don't get on their back, I just roll them over and I'm kind of sitting up. I have the full Nelson on the far side and have their arm in a chicken wing behind. Once they're face down, I let go of the full Nelson on the far side. I still have their arm locked on this side. I can get up, letting it go, exiting towards the head. One more time all together. Block, two-hand block, chop, grab the back of the neck, duck under, half Nelson, under, full Nelson. Step between the legs, roll, and drop them down. Reinforce with your feet behind them. Full Nelson. Pushing the feet and the hands until they tap. Once they tap, let the feet out. This time I'm going to go this way. Take the hook off the far side and come underneath. So I can pull on this thigh and lift on the other. Turn those hips over. I let go of the full Nelson on the side I'm turning to and grab the forearm. I pull it behind them as I turn them over, keeping the half Nelson on this side. Let the hook off, let the half Nelson off. Grab the forearm, pull, and turn. I don't get on their back, I just at their side. I let go of the half Nelson on the far side, keeping the shoulder locked as I can get up and exit from the head. Now this is going to look a little funny. Go ahead and feel free to laugh. I've created a friend here out of some simple things that you should all have around the house. First, I have a gi and a belt. I'm using a roller, a mobility tool, and a mop. You can probably do this without the mop. I'm just using the mop for demonstrative purposes so you can see better where the arms are. I just shoved it all the way through, so they have two arms. Here's the neck, and then I tie the belt tightly around so that it doesn't fall out. I'm going to block, two-hand block. Chop and grab the back of the neck. I duck under. You can see I have a half Nelson on that side. I reach under the far side and cinch it in. Once I'm ready to put them on their butt, I step deeply between their legs, push and roll my hips. You can see how the bottom of the gi flies up in the air just like their legs would. Step between, throw it up, and have a seat. I put my feet behind their butt and I sit back. Got that full Nelson on. Once they tap, I release and step over their thighs. Get my hooks in. If I'm going this way, I'm going to take my hook off the far side and go under the thigh. Let go of the Nelson on the side that I'm turning to, and I grab the forearm. Now, I pull on the thigh on this side and lift on the other as I pull the arm behind them and turn them over. You can see I still have a half Nelson on the other side, and I have the arm locked backwards on this side. I'm not on the back, I'm next to them. You can put your shin on them if you want to keep extra pressure. Once they're face down, I let go of the half Nelson on the far side. I've got the arm locked backwards on this side. Control, and step away from the head. One last time. Two-hand block, stepping under, have a half Nelson already set up, reach underneath, full Nelson. Step between the legs, push and roll. This is the biggest part that most people miss. I'm not using my back at all. I step deeply between their legs so my legs in front of them. They're basically sitting on my thigh. I lift them up with my hips and drop them. Reinforce with my feet behind their butt, pushing both directions, both my hands and feet, until they tap. Once they tap to get out, I take my feet off their butt, and then I lift them over and get my hooks in. That is, my thigh, my heels on the insides of their thigh. My feet are not crossed, I'm just hooking the thighs. When I'm ready to turn them over, this time to this side, I let the hook off this side so they can roll. And I would go under so I can lift. So I'm pulling on this side and lifting on the other. The side they're turning to, I let go of the Nelson, and I'll just pull my arm out. I reach up and I grab their forearm. And as I turn them over, I pull it behind their back and turn them over. And I'm not on top of them, I'm next to them. You can use your shin for pressure if you want. You let go of the half Nelson on the far side. Still got the arm behind their back on this side in the judo lock. Stand up and walk away towards the head. Good luck practicing Ushiro Gatame.